Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. If you've not been here before, my name's Rich. There's also Julie, my wife, and Jamie, our son, but they're out and about at the moment. So in this video, what I wanted to do was just continue where we left off in the last video, because we were just getting back to see Buzz, our van with the new diesel heater fitted. So in a moment we'll carry on from there, and then we can see what they've done. We can see the underneath of the van, the piping, etc., and they go through and explain everything about the control and how the heater works. In the rest of the video, I'm going to go through why we chose to have a diesel heater in the first place, why we went to Autoterm to use their heater and to have them fit it, and also how we're getting on with it after a week of it being fitted to the van. So stay tuned. Largest rolling pin ever. Whatever that is. Look at this old earth. ERF. It's an old one. Smart. So we're back at Autoterm to pick up the van and have a look at the new heater that's been installed, eh?
Yeah.
Should keep us cosy through the winter.
It is.
Here she be. How's it gone?
All right.
Did it go alright? Yeah. Good stuff.
We're knackered now.
Are you? Oh, there she is.
What we did. So we press it, fault 13.
Yeah.
Press it again.
Yeah.
And I'm going to press and hold the three little dots. There you are.
So is that what we do?
Yeah.
When we?
That's the quick.
Okay.
That's the quick way
of putting it on.
Yeah. Previous
it's
setting.
on.
Three little.
That's it. Won't matter a
The
bit.
three little dots is it'll go. You use it to stop as well. So it's the same.
Right. Okay.
That one to stop. And to stop.
So, what, this one here?
Yeah.
Right. And what's this? This turns the temperature up, puts it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To select.
Yeah. Can you put a timer or anything on it, or is it just
Yes.
basically on? Oh, you can.
Yes,
I take it comes with an instruction book and all that.
Yeah.
Yay!
Over there.
Yeah. Not that not as a man that I'd read that.
No, we
You
don't
know?
we don't like reading instructions.
No, not really.
do we?
Not until we can't know what.
It's me.
Until we know what we're doing.
I like instructions. Yeah. I'm like, what was it again? I
It's
forget.
your job tonight then is to read that.
Yeah.
So I think we finally got the fuel through. Oh yeah. Woof. Got some nice warm air coming in. Beauty. Go and have a feel for that vent down there, mate.
Down there.
Yeah, just go and check. See if there's any hot air coming through.
Any good?
See if it's any good. Yeah. How's that feel?
Oh crikey!
No. That's pumping some out, isn't it?
It
I can
is,
feel
yeah.
it up here. Oh yeah.
Gosh, it is.
Jeez. That's gonna. Yeah, it's nice. Isn't
That's
it?
good, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's the right kind of heat as well, isn't it, to keep the van sort of dry and not get condensation and all that.
No.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Gosh,
Yeah.
that is. Yeah. What do you think? Yeah, you like it?
Cool.
We'll be toasty, won't we?
Does it want turning off for now then, or no? Just leave it on.
Just let it run out. It'll just get that smell off it.
Right.
Because it's new.
Just let it run. Yeah.
Okay.
On startup, you might get a puff of smoke out.
Yeah.
It does all its checks.
Yeah.
The fuel. And then when it's winding itself down, the fan keeps on going and get down to about 50 degrees. Otherwise, you've got like 220
Yeah.
degrees.
Yeah.
So then fan.
Nice. Cool. So we can start putting our stuff back in, and yeah, just leave it like that. Yeah. So that can be okay, sort of, as long as we're careful putting anything over the top of it. Doesn't need any air to get.
Yes,
It doesn't need to get any air to it as such. The
only the
cover.
front of it here.
Oh, here, so we don't.
The other
So the other side,
Yeah.
as long as that's kept free.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Well, I'll say
If you do block it, it
Yeah.
will stop.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's similar to obviously the gas on the outside here. There's a cover on the outside, isn't it? If you don't take that off, it won't fire up. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's good. Right, got you. Yeah. Cool. Well, this is on full blast at the minute, but yeah, you can hear it, but it's not over loud, is it? And that's on full power at the minute, is it? Yeah. Cool. Right, we'll get all our stuff back in the van then. Right. Stick that in. Woohoo! 4 tons straight up like that. Look at this. What do you reckon? It's a high-rise motorhome. So one of these ramps will take 7.5 tons each. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it's tidy underneath, isn't it? Looks alright.
Go on, show us what
Go on.
you're going to do.
Oh, you could walk right underneath. Wow. Look at that. Look at you. Hey. Well done. Oh, there's the fuel line. Yeah, it is a long way when you look under here, isn't it?
It's a long way. Long.
See what, you've had to drop the tank off to get the... No?
Went through the breather pipe on the top.
Oh, right. Oh, so you didn't need to drop the tank then, huh? Oh, and there's your pump, yeah.
Went to the top.
Sweet. That's all right. Oh, that's the ticking then. You're not going to hear that inside, are you? Especially with the insulation we've got.
No,
Right.
it's nothing.
But I suppose on a smaller van, if it's on the inside, then I suppose some people might be a bit annoyed by that.
But
But
on the inside, you
but-
just gotta like on a chassis, not on like these the tilly.
yeah.
Like, my only concern there is the heat shield. Really, I wanted the heater going.
What's your concern? What's that,
Only
sorry?
the heat shield because as that's pumping, it'll just go through the heat shield. But it just holds the fuel line.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Right. Yeah, but that's tight here, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah, that's
yeah.
what I'm going.
Yeah.
No, that's literally just for the fuel line now.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Tidy. It's
Dad.
good to get under here. Yes, mate. What's up?
Do you want me to walk back this way?
Go on then. It's like some kind of stunt, isn't it? Go for it. You don't even need to bob down.
Just watch that exhaust through your head.
Yeah. Look at you. Straight under. Yeah, that's quite a big old hole you have to drill there then, isn't it? Yeah. So what's that?
Air in.
That's the air in.
For combustion. Not to put the warm air inside the van.
Oh, okay. Got you. Yeah. Sweet. So yeah, that's good for me. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah. So the 3-year warranty's automatically on it now. We've got the paper. You sort of do the paperwork and everything up for us for that. Yeah, fantastic. That's close, isn't it? It's not far off, is it? So just heading back to the site now. Really nice guys there at Auto Term. Went through everything, explained everything as you saw. Put it up on the ramps. Them ramps, wow, 7.5 ton a piece. So yeah, I've just gone and filled up at Gresford at Smithy's Garage. If you live kind of in the North Wales area near Wrexham, Smithy's Garage is, well, we found is the cheapest round here at the moment. Most others are doing it at around for diesel 158, and they're at 151 at the minute, and they have been up to 10 pence or more cheaper at times. So anyway, I've not filled up, but I've put about half in. because we're not going very far, just for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Well, next couple of weeks. We're going back to Skegness in a couple of weeks, so I probably need to put some more in them, but who knows? Are the prices going to go up? Are they going to go down? It's like, well, you maybe think they're going up at the moment, shall I just fill up, and then they could come back down again, so it's like... Anyway, apologies if this is a little bit jerky, this. I don't know whether the phone will smooth it out or not, but I've got to find a better option of securing the camera to the windscreen. So it's jiggling about a bit probably. Apologies for that. So anyway, I better make a move and get cracking, because I should imagine they're probably back at the site now. We actually we filled the car up earlier. That made me laugh. So the car was nearly dry. It was almost empty, and I thought, well, you know, I've filled up before and it's probably cost around, I can't remember now, the last time I filled it was about 40 quid, but it had probably got about a quarter of a tank left or something. And so I thought, oh, I'll probably take about 60 quid to fill from bottom to top. £47.50. So yeah, I've had a really good day. I've spent some money today, but everything I've seemed to have spent on seems to have been a good spend and at a good price, which, with the way the news talks at the moment, you'd think that you couldn't get a good deal these days, and everybody's being ripped off, and you know, people can't afford stuff, which I'm sure it is the case for some, and we've got to be tight. We're tight with our purse strings, just I suppose like everybody else. But it is nice when you just saying thanks to that driver there. He's waiting to turn and he's just let us and a few other cars come through. But yeah, it's just nice when, you know, you can go out and have a nice day and you can pick up a couple of things. I needed a couple of new tops, and with the winter coming in and making a mess of a couple of other tops, get some paint on them. So anyway, so yeah, and I got a nice deal in Trespass there, half price. The fuel in the car full now, £47. And then Smithy's Garage down here doing fuel for about 8 pence, 9 pence cheaper than anywhere else. So all good. So a little bit narrow down this road here. As you can see. Thankfully we're a little bit lower than 12'6", which is what this bridge is. Just got to make sure there's nothing coming through it. There we go. Nice. So it's always nice to have a good day, isn't it? So, right, so what we're going to do with this heater now, we've obviously had it fitted, and we're now going to sort of run it now for a week, and then we'll give our opinion on it. However, after getting it primed, it took a few times to prime it because of the length of the fuel line and getting the fuel through to it. But the moment it was primed and was actually on full blast, my goodness. I honestly don't think even in the midst of winter we will probably have it on full blast. It was roasting. So yeah, so we'll go through all the full details of the heater, kind of the experience of booking it in and the price and everything like that. I'll go through all that once I'm back at the van and we've got sorted out. I'll sit and go through all that with you. Right, not far now. So I hope you found that useful, what we've just seen there. So Oh, by the way, my likes. This is the cardigan that I bought from Trespass when we was looking around Wrexham the other day. So yeah, £50 down to 20. So you know, always happy with the buy, and it's keeping me warm as well. So the fact that we've also got a diesel heater is probably helping. But yeah, if you can put some layers on, that just still saves you a little bit in fuel costs. So yeah, it's nice and comfy as well, nice and fleece lined inside. It's Trespass stuff's good. I like Trespass stuff. Anyway, moving on. Before I wanted to continue and talk about the diesel heater and why and whys and wherefores and etc. There were a couple of other things we were thinking about getting before we made the decision to say, right, diesel heater is what we need to sort of get right now. The other couple of things were a Wi-Fi system, a better Wi-Fi system for the motorhome, probably getting a decent aerial on the top just so that we can actually get faster internet to run the TV a bit better. You know, when we're watching programs, sometimes it has to buffer, and sometimes uploading videos it's quite slow. So yeah, that was one of the options. And the other option was of getting a power bank or an inverter to fit to the battery, so that we could then be more off-grid with electrical stuff. So, but coming into winter, temperatures dropping a little bit, we thought, you know, let's just stuck them two to the side for a moment, and yeah, the diesel heater is the more important thing out of the three. Right, anyway, moving on, diesel heater. So we've had it fitted. So why did we go for a diesel heater over other heat sources? And also, why are we getting a diesel heater fitted when we've got a gas heater already fitted in the van? So let's address those first. So the heater in the van already is brilliant. It's a Thetford. It's a standard thing. I think they've been making them for years now. I can remember these in the old caravan we had probably about 10 years ago. So they haven't changed a lot, and they are electric and gas. So they work off electric, they work off gas. What I've found is that they do heat up better when you're running them off the gas. They're a little bit slower on the heat when they're working off electric, but it still works, and you can still warm your van up nicely with them. Now, why have we not stuck with that? The main reason being is that, from what I can figure, diesel heaters are a lot more fuel efficient. So it's going to cost us a lot less to run the diesel heater than it is to run a gas heater, particularly through the winter months when we want it on quite a lot. So over the heating system we've already got in the van, that is the reason why we chose to then go with a diesel heater. So the other reason being is that because we're living in it full time, if one heat source fails for whatever reason, we've got another heat source. So we're not going to be without heating here. Right, so that's addressed that from that point of view. Why over other sources? So other sources of heat, we could have fitted a log burner. Probably not really practical in a kind of already factory built motorhome. If you're building your own van out, then you know, log burners seem to be a popular thing, and also create a nice heat as well, because that's the other thing you've got to consider here, is the actual heat that it's creating to reduce down damp and also condensation. So I believe log burners are pretty good at that, just as diesel heaters are. Other heat sources could be oil radiators or fan heaters, but those, one, reliant on electric, so we'd need to be hooked up or have a good setup regards solar panels, plus the fact I don't think the heat source that they create is as good for ensuring that, as I said, damp and condensation. And that leaves us with also gas heaters inside the van. Now, to be fair, one, the heat source isn't great, it's going to cause damp and condensation, but also you just don't want a gas bottle inside the van, so you certainly don't want one of these Cala gas heaters inside your van, purely from the fact that if there's a small leak or anything, then you're going to have gas building up in the van, and the possibility of also maybe the carbon monoxide and all that kind of thing. So they were the other options of heat sources. And the other thing with diesel heaters is they're already proven. They've been fitted to trucks and boats and probably caravans and motorhomes, for probably more motorhomes than caravans, but yeah, definitely to trucks and boats. They've been fitting them to those for years, and they can also then use an existing fuel source that's already on board. So there's no need to bring on any extra gas or needing to hook up or anything like that. the next thing was, well, yeah, we're going to get a diesel heater, so what are we going to get? Which diesel heater are we going to buy? There's quite a lot out there, and this is a bit of a minefield that I'm never really going to cover fully in a video like this. However, I am going to break it down into 3 types of heaters. You've got your Chinese heaters, so we'll talk about them in a moment. You've got the heater that we've bought, it's kind of the middle ground type of heater, and then we've also got your Webastos and your Eberspachers, pretty high-end stuff. You've got to think a budget here. This is where I'm going to go from here with this. It's the budget side of it. So I'm trying to put scenarios here of why we'd choose one over another. If I was living in a smaller van on my own and I felt that I got the ability to be able to fit a diesel heater myself, then I'd probably go for a Chinese one, cut my costs down, fit it myself, job done, and then hope, fingers crossed, it lasts. And I have seen people on some of the motorhome forums and that or on Facebook, people saying, yeah, go for a Chinese, I've had one now for 3 years, it's never caused me any trouble, bloody blah blah, and that's bloody brilliant. If you've only spent 200 or 300 quid, you've got yourself a diesel heater, you fit it yourself, and it's still going after 3 years, then fantastic. But I've also heard some horror stories as well that some catch fire, some have just broken down after 2 months. You've got to start weighing these things up. So you could then go the other way, and there's people being recommended, no, don't get anything other than a Webasto. Got to get a Webasto, German made, and I kind of get it. It's quality. You're paying for the quality. You buy cheap, you buy twice, as they say. But it's down to budget again. Can not everybody can afford £800-900 for the heater before you've even had it fitted or got to fit it yourself. So we kind of then went middle ground, and we were kind of nudged that way. I wasn't wanting to really buy a Chinese heater for some of the horror stories I'd heard. I couldn't afford the top end stuff, so we've got to go somewhere in the middle and try and find some middle ground here. Also, I wouldn't be confident fitting one to a van like this. There's quite a lot of length from the tank to where we're having the diesel heater fitted, etc. Personally, I wasn't going to do that. I was, I wanted it fitted by somebody who knew what they were doing, have got the tools even to do it. I haven't even got the tools for what needed to be done here. Oh, the other option would be, by the way, instead of having any of these heaters or fitting it, just bugger off south. Yeah, it's supposed to be warmer down there, so I wouldn't even need a heater, would I? That would be the other option. But anyway, we're not planning on going south this year. We're planning on going north, actually. So why Autoterm in particular? Well, I did check a few others around. Autoterm fitted the middle ground thing, and also we were recommended Autoterm by PJ VJ 4JB on YouTube. He commented on one of our previous videos and said he was also getting a diesel heater fitted, and he was going to Autoterm to have it done. So also Ian McEwen, thanks very much. You've been mentioning diesel heaters probably for about 3 or 4 videos now, saying, God, you got to get yourself one fitted, Yeah, and I think you've probably got, you said you got a Webasto fitted to your van, I'm not sure. But so unfortunately, no, we didn't go with the Webasto. We went with the Autoterm, one on the recommendation, but also once I heard of them, I looked into them, and their reviews, for the most part, I'd say 99% of their reviews are brilliant. And they'd got an offer on at the moment of 10% off, and they were also offering a 3-year guarantee on the heater itself if they fitted it. So, and for the price of the heater to what it costs to have it fitted and everything in total, I didn't think it was really too bad considering what I'd seen from other people's prices and costs, what they've paid for heaters. And they're only 20 minutes down the road. So it all just added up that Autoterm really was the place that we were going to go. Just on that note, this isn't a sponsored video. Autoterm haven't given us a heater or anything like that. We've paid for it in full with the 10% discount, as you would, or as you could right now if you went on their site and ordered one. We've got the 4 kilowatt heater because it's a bigger van, but they do 2 options, 2 kilowatt and 4 kilowatt. So if you've got something a little bit smaller than this van, yeah, the 2 kilowatt would do, and it's slightly cheaper. So that's why we chose Autoterm and why we chose to have it fitted and not fit it ourselves. So moving on now really to the actual heater itself and how we've been getting on with it for the last week. So yeah, reasonably easy to use. It was a bit strange to start with because I was pressing the on button expecting it just to come on straight away, as most heaters do. When you fire up a gas heater, it's on, it's straight on. It takes a little bit of time. It warms itself up first before it then starts to throw the heat out as such, before it puts the fan on. So I was thinking, is this working? I was tapping and whatever about, but yeah, figured it out. Obviously read the manual after I'd been tapping about, you know, typical fella really. You know, I should just get the instruction book out and read it. But anyway, so yeah, I've read the instructions. It's fairly straightforward. It's only a little tiny control panel. I'll show you in a minute. I will say it does make a bit of noise when it first comes on, because it has to heat up and it has to then blow that air into the van. And admittedly, it's right under here, so it's right under our bed, so it does make a bit of noise. But if we'll put up with that just to have that nice and warm van when we get up, to be fair. And it's only half an hour before you get up, so you're awake anyway. You're just kind of waking up, aren't you? So it's not like I've got to deal with that in the night. Some other people did mention about the ticking sound, so the pump does tick. However, our pump is kind of up the other end of the van, underneath, near the heat shield. So it's near the tank almost, and we can't hear it. We've got such good insulation in this floor in here that yeah, I've not heard any ticking, to be fair. But if you were in a smaller van and you had the pump sort of maybe under a seat or something, then yeah, I suppose that would be, you'd excuse me, you'd hear that as well. So, and initially we were kind of just turning it on and off. We were like, oh, it's too bloody hot, turn it off. And then when it went cold, we were like, oh, it's too cold, let's turn it back on again. But now we've kind of figured just keep that thermostat there on, and then it'll just come in and out and just keep the van nice and constant, which is kind of what you want. So how we're getting on with it right now is bloody brilliant, to be fair. And yeah, more than happy with it. Peace of mind is we've got that 3-year warranty, so any issues, give them a bell, and they'll take a look at it and hopefully sort the issues out. So what we'll do now is I'll just show you quickly the controller, and we'll turn the heater on. So I'm going to turn the temperature up on the thermostat so that it actually comes on again, so that you can actually hear what it sounds like when it's kind of hopefully going at full pelt. So we'll do that. Here's the controller. The red lights are on at the moment, which means the heater is on, and it's just primed, ready to sort of fire back in if that temperature drops below 21 degrees, because that's what I've got it set at. So yeah, so at the moment the van's at 21 degrees. Thing is, with vans as well, you will find that there are sort of areas of the van, particularly sort of towards the floor, that are a bit cooler. So yeah, your feet will always feel a bit cooler if you haven't got something toasty, some toasty socks or whatever on. But yeah, the rest of the van should stay pretty much a constant. So as you can see there as well, these are the timers that I've got set at the moment, just trying them out really, but I think I'm going to unset them for the time being. And it's in heat mode at the moment. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to click that. I'm not going to go through all the controls and everything with you, because that's all in the manual if you decide to have one fitted. So at the moment the van is at 21 degrees, and I've got this set to kick in if it drops 2 degrees below 20, I think. Or so what I'm going to do, I'm going to whack this right, I'm going to whack it up to 25, because then that'll just, I press that little symbol there means infinity, but I can set it on a timer to just come on for 30 minutes and then it'll cut itself out again. But we'll just leave it on infinity for now. Right, that's it. So that's now set. The van's at 21 and the heater now thinks we need it at 25. So it'll take a couple of seconds, or probably 30 seconds or so, for it just to warm itself up and kick in. So yeah, there we go. That is probably about as loud as it gets. That's the loudest I've heard it. So hopefully you've managed to pick that up. I've managed to pick that up on the sound there. Yeah, if you're just laying in bed and there's no other sound, then yeah, it's definitely quite a loud sound. But when you've got other things going on, say at night, you might have the rain on the roof, you might have a load of cars driving by, depending on where you're parked up. You've probably got the telly on, so it's just it'll just be another noise. And the thing is, this is at the moment, this is on now full pelt because it wants to get the heat up. Once the heat's up to where it needs to be, it'll start to drop down, and eventually it'll shut out. So yeah, you haven't got this permanently. It's not a permanent noise that you've got all the time. So, but I just wanted to sort of show you or let you hear sort of what it's like at its loudest, really. So, but yeah, if you're enjoying our channel and you haven't already subscribed, then it really helps us if you can hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. It's free to do, doesn't cost you anything, but it just helps us a little bit with the channel, and that would be really appreciated. We should hopefully be nice and toasty for the winter. I will bring another video probably in probably January, February, March time, when February is usually one of the coldest months, isn't it? So I'll do another video on it then when we've had it a lot longer, and give you a more in-depth review of how we've got on with it. So thanks for watching again. Hope you're really enjoying these videos, and we'll catch you in the next one.